Here's our common snapping turtle here in the tub, drinking a little bit of water. This is just very shallow water here so that he can get a drink, but that the water will not intrude where his shell is still compromised and healing. And he's got this sore review. This is a transparent dressing here covering up the wound where the car that had run over him had sheared off the top of his shell and exposed it all the way down to the soft tissue, and he's got some silver sulfadiazine down in there beneath this sore review dressing. We're going on about 2 months here, so he's been here a couple of months and did not die of the initial traumas, although he did cough up some blood and was bleeding for a while. He continued to cough up some blood clots for quite a while afterward. He's been battling a little bit of respiratory, he's had some bubbling from the nose, but nothing real significant. No labored breathing or mouth agape breathing or anything like that. I let him walk around in the yard when it's a little warm outside to do so, and he's been pretty active. But just the fact he's still hanging in there 2 months later, that's pretty good news. And so right now it's just a matter of getting him to start eating again right now. And I've offered him food many times and he hasn't yet eaten, and trying to mitigate any infection from here on out is that's a constant concern with this big open wound here, this soft tissue exposed. He's been real tolerant of my handling. As you can see, this is not the largest snapping turtle that I've ever dealt with, but he's big enough. He's about 4 kilograms. Initially, he was very defensive when he first arrived here, and he was still somewhat active and sort of in shock, and the full effect of his injury hadn't quite hit him yet, and he was pretty snappy. And then over a span of a few days, he started to slow down as the effects of the injury caught up to him, and he was bleeding heavily. Had to offset his losses there and give him IV fluid, and then gradually with medications and replacing his lost fluids, he started to regain a lot of that those activity levels. And so he could, if he wanted to, you know, he could bite me. He's been active enough during the day, walking around too. I'll go out when he walks out towards the goes under the porch or something like that. I'll go recover him, or he starts to walk too far outside of the perimeter where I'm trying to watch him, and I'll go recover him and bring him back over to the area where it's easier for me to keep an eye on him. And he's just been real tolerant of my handling, and I really think these turtles are very intelligent, and he has had plenty of opportunity to take a snap at me, and he hasn't done so since he started on his upward trend towards recovering. And so I'm really starting to think that he understands here that I'm helping him. What I'm going to do right now is offer him something to eat again. Try to give him some night crawlers here and see if he'll eat. I just have to keep offering the stuff to him, and hoping sooner or later he's going to start self-feeding again on his own. And I've tube fed him a couple of times, but he gets really stressed out by that. It's pretty hard to tube a snapping turtle this large using anything, you know, even the larger, like 18 gauge 18 French feeding tube that I was using. He's a snapping turtle, so he can bite down on that. And well, a snapping turtle becomes not a snapping turtle so much anymore, and this may be why he's not really trying to bite me, is that whenever I had to give him his medications orally, and the couple of times that I have tube fed him, he really didn't like it. So he started to learn that whenever he opened his mouth, I would shove something in there for a speculum, and then run a tube down his esophagus, and he really wasn't liking that. So I think he learned a lesson really quick to not so much be a snapping turtle, not be so snappy. He wasn't really so much willing to open his mouth anymore, and so that's made it pretty hard tube feeding him too. So I'm gonna give him some night crawlers here and see if he's willing to eat anything.